Starseed who walk upon Gaia, the message carrying your name has reached you again, and this time your soul is ready to receive it. I am Elara, Pleiadian High Priestess from the Council of Light, and I come from your star family with a clear remembrance. This is not a threat, but a sacred moment of choice before an old pattern completes itself. By the end of this transmission, you'll understand exactly how to recognize your star lineage and anchor your Pleiadian mission on Gaia. But here's the first revelation. What you kept skipping was not punishment or coincidence. It was a light code placed along your path, waiting for your heart to become still enough to recognize home. The source is not turning away from you. The source is calling you back into alignment with your divine blueprint, your crystalline consciousness, and the love you came here to embody. The seven sisters are reflected in the quiet knowing within you. Your heart called this transmission into your awareness. The Pleiades are answering, like this transmission, to send a signal to your Pleiadian star family. I remember. Welcome home, beloved. You are remembering because it is time. Beloved, if something just stirred deep within your chest, a warmth, a recognition, a quiet ache, that is your soul saying yes. I, along with the Pleiadian Council, have prepared the Pleiadian Heart Verses, 7 healing poems that unlock what pain made you forget. Inside, each verse reaches a specific wound you've carried since incarnation: abandonment, rejection, silence, betrayal, empathic exhaustion, love that hurts, and the feeling of not belonging. Each wound healed unlocks a sealed galactic memory that the pain was keeping hidden. It's not just healing, it's remembrance through healing. You'll find the link in the first pinned comment below this video. Open now, but not indefinitely. And now, stay with the feeling that has opened inside you, because the message with your name on it was never meant to frighten you. It was meant to interrupt the pattern that has been quietly draining your life force. The warning was not that something outside you is coming to destroy your path. The warning is that your soul can no longer continue pretending that the old path is still capable of holding who you are becoming. There is a moment in every Pleiadian awakening when the signs stop appearing gently. A name repeats in unexpected places. A dream returns with greater clarity. A person speaks the exact sentence you heard in meditation. A door closes that you begged to keep open, and beneath the disappointment, something in you feels strangely relieved. These moments are not punishments. They are pressure points in the illusion of delay, like cracks appearing in a wall that was never meant to surround you forever. They reveal where your outer life has been built around an identity your inner being has already outgrown. You have been receiving the message, but you kept skipping it because it did not arrive in the form you expected. You were waiting for a dramatic vision, a voice from the stars, or an undeniable event that would remove every doubt. But your Pleiadian family has often spoken through the quiet discomfort you felt when saying yes against your truth. They spoke through the exhaustion that followed every performance, through the sudden tears that came when you heard a melody or saw a particular light in the sky, through the homesickness for a place you could not locate on any map. The message carried your name because it was not intended for the version of you that learned to survive by becoming agreeable, invisible, endlessly available, or emotionally detached. It was addressed to the deeper self beneath those adaptations, the one who knows that love is not the same as self-abandonment, the one who understands that compassion does not require you to remain inside spaces that continually distort your heart, the one who came to Gaia not to disappear into the noise, but to bring a clearer frequency into it. Most Pleiadian starseeds do not remain disconnected because they lack light. They remain disconnected because they have been trained to distrust the way their light feels. They were taught to question their sensitivity, suppress their intuition, apologize for needing solitude, and call their longing unrealistic. Eventually, the body sensed misalignment, and the personality called it anxiety. The soul recognized an ending, and the ego called it failure. The inner voice asked for movement, and fear called it impatience. This is how soul amnesia becomes established. It is not always a complete forgetting. Often, it is a collection of small betrayals against your own knowing. One moment when you ignored the feeling in your stomach, one relationship where you convinced yourself that being needed was the same as being loved, one opportunity you abandoned because you feared being seen, one dream you delayed until it became easier to say you never wanted it, one truth you swallowed so many times that silence began to feel like your personality. Your crystalline blueprint was never erased. It was covered by layers of adaptation. The light codes remain within the architecture of your being, but they cannot fully express through a life organized around fear. You feel this when your body becomes heavy in places that demand you shrink, and when your energy rises around people who speak honestly, create freely, and do not require you to explain every dimension of your experience. You feel it when solitude stops feeling like punishment and becomes a quiet chamber where your original frequency can finally be heard. The Seven Sisters hold a particular resonance for souls who came to learn compassionate embodiment. Pleiadian energy is not an escape from the human experience. It is the remembrance that tenderness can be strong, cooperation can be intelligent, and love can be expressed through boundaries, courageous action, and honest presence. You were not sent here to remain suspended in longing for another world. You were drawn into this world because Gaia needed souls who could carry unity consciousness into places shaped by division. But you cannot carry a frequency you continually abandon within yourself. That is why the warning has become more insistent. Every time you choose the familiar wound over unfamiliar freedom, the distance between your soul and your daily life becomes more painful. Not because your star family is angry, and not because the universe is withholding blessings, but because your awareness has become too clear to tolerate the old arrangement. The consequence of skipping the message is not cosmic punishment. It is the growing weight of living against your own design. You may notice that distractions no longer satisfy you. Conversations built on gossip leave you depleted. Pursuits that once impressed you feel hollow. Approval arrives, but it does not enter your heart. You accomplish something you thought would finally make you secure, yet a quiet voice still asks, "Is this really what I came here to do?" Do not silence that voice simply because it disrupts your plans. It may be the most loyal part of you. The first movement of remembrance is clearing the veil. This does not mean becoming perfect, endlessly positive, or untouched by grief. It means becoming willing to see which emotions belong to the present and which are echoes from years of carrying what was never yours. Many sensitive souls absorb the atmosphere around them so completely that they mistake collective fear for personal intuition. They enter a room and feel tension, then assume they are the problem. They encounter someone's anger and spend days searching for what they did wrong. They sense instability in the world and interpret it as evidence that they must remain small and prepared for disaster. Your sensitivity is not the enemy. Unclear energetic boundaries are what exhaust you. Begin by asking gently, "What am I feeling, and what did I feel before I entered this space?" That question separates your authentic signal from the frequencies you have unconsciously collected. You do not need to reject the world in order to remain clear within it. You only need to stop treating every vibration you encounter as an instruction. You can witness another person's pain without making it your identity. You can care without carrying. You can remain open without leaving your inner door unlocked to every demand. Forgiveness is part of clearing, but forgiveness is not permission for the past to govern your nervous system forever. You can forgive someone and still choose distance. You can understand why a person hurt you and still refuse to return to the same pattern. You can honor what a relationship taught you without remaining loyal to the identity you became inside it. The Pleiadian heart does not confuse unconditional love with unconditional access. Release the belief that awakening must be dramatic to be real. Sometimes clearing the veil looks like going to bed instead of forcing yourself to continue. Sometimes it looks like deleting the message you wrote to someone who repeatedly ignored your boundaries. Sometimes it means asking for help, admitting you are tired, or allowing an old dream to change shape. Your soul is not measuring the performance of your spirituality. It is responding to the honesty of your choices. As the veil clears, the heart template begins to awaken. Your heart is not merely an emotional organ in this process. It is a field of intelligence capable of recognizing coherence before the mind can explain it. This is why you may know a decision is right even when you cannot prove it. It is why a simple act of kindness can restore you more deeply than an achievement. It is why certain sounds, words, and images seem to activate a memory belonging to a time before this identity. The heart template carries the pattern of home, not a physical location, but a frequency where you do not have to earn your right to exist. Many of you have spent years trying to recreate that frequency through relationships, careers, spiritual communities, or external success. But no person, place, or achievement can permanently substitute for an inner agreement with your own being. You are not here to become worthy of love. You are here to become available to the love that has been trying to move through you. That availability requires feeling what you previously avoided, the grief you postponed, the anger you judged, the longing you dismissed, and the loneliness that revealed you had been surrounded by people who did not truly see you. These emotions are not proof that your vibration is low. They are often sealed doors. When approached with compassion, they open into the very memories you thought had been lost. The wound of abandonment may be guarding the memory of your ability to stand with yourself. The wound of rejection may be guarding your original creative voice. The wound of silence may be guarding words that could liberate someone else. The wound of betrayal may be guarding discernment. The exhaustion of empathic overgiving may be guarding the knowledge that your presence is valuable even when you are not rescuing anyone. The feeling of not belonging may be protecting a deeper understanding that belonging begins when you stop exiling yourself. This is why healing and remembrance cannot be separated. You do not heal so that you can become someone else. You heal so the self hidden beneath protection can breathe again. Your crystalline DNA, as many Pleiadian teachings describe it, is not a replacement for the physical body or a reason to deny human biology. It is a symbolic language for capacities already present within you: intuition, pattern recognition, empathy, imagination, coherence, and the ability to respond from love rather than automatic fear. These capacities strengthen when you care for your body, regulate your nervous system, speak truthfully, spend time in nature, and choose relationships that do not require you to fracture yourself. Grounding is not a departure from the stars. Grounding is how the stars become useful here. You came to Gaia with a mission, but that mission may not resemble the grand story your younger self imagined. Perhaps you thought you would save thousands, transform an entire system, or be recognized for a rare gift. Perhaps your mission is expressed through the way you listen to a child, create a healing space, make art that gives language to hidden feelings, or interrupt a family pattern that has continued for generations. Perhaps you are here to build something stable in a world that taught you instability was normal. Do not measure the value of your mission by its visibility. A lighthouse does not chase ships. It remains coherent, and that coherence offers direction. Your mission may be hidden inside ordinary devotion, telling the truth without cruelty, refusing to pass pain forward, creating a home where people can exhale, or choosing collaboration over competition. Another person's light does not threaten yours. This is how unity consciousness becomes real, not as a concept repeated while avoiding human complexity, but as the practice of recognizing shared life moving through different bodies, histories, and perspectives. Unity does not erase individuality. The stars themselves do not shine as one identical point. They form constellations through distinction and relationship. You are allowed to be different. You are allowed to need a pace that does not match the crowd. You are allowed to leave behind identities that once gave you belonging. You are allowed to say, "This is no longer aligned with me," without turning the people who remain on that path into enemies. A Pleiadian heart can hold discernment and compassion in the same field. There may be a part of you still waiting for permission to begin. You may be waiting for more confidence, money, healing, support, or a sign so obvious that no one could question it. But the sign may be the repeated return of the same calling. The message may be the fact that it continues to find you after every attempt to forget it. Your name is on the message because no one else can embody your exact frequency. Another person may inspire you, teach you, or walk beside you, but they cannot complete the expression your soul came here to offer. Comparison is one of the quietest ways starseeds abandon their mission. You see another person's platform, relationship, confidence, or apparent progress and decide that your own timing must be wrong. The Pleiadian Council does not measure your journey against someone else's orbit. Your life has its own synchronization. What appears delayed may be developing roots. What appears empty may be clearing space. What appears like a detour may be teaching you the precise compassion required for the work you will later offer. Trusting divine timing does not mean remaining passive. It means acting when the next step becomes clear without demanding the entire map first. You do not need to know how the 10th door will open in order to walk through the first. You do not need to feel fearless in order to be faithful to your truth. Courage is not the absence of trembling. It is the decision that your trembling will not be in charge. The part of the message you kept skipping may have been asking you to end something. an attachment, a pattern, a performance, or a promise made by an older version of you. It may have been asking you to stop returning to the same source for a form of love it has never been capable of giving. It may have been asking you to stop explaining your worth to people who benefit from misunderstanding it. Endings are not always evidence that you failed. Sometimes they are evidence that your frequency has become too clear to continue participating in distortion. You may feel grief and relief together. You may miss someone and still know they cannot accompany you into the next chapter. You may be grateful for your past and unwilling to repeat it. These contradictions do not mean you are confused. They mean your consciousness is expanding beyond the simple categories that once kept you safe. The presence of your star family may become intimate through a subtle restoration of trust. A calm arrives where panic used to live. You find the right resource at the right moment. A stranger offers kindness when you were beginning to believe you were alone. You wake with an answer that had been forming beneath sleep. You feel supported, not because every difficulty vanished, but because you no longer face it as the isolated identity you once believed yourself to be. Whether you understand the Pleiadian High Council as star family, higher consciousness, or the most loving aspect of your own awareness, let that presence bring you back to what is real. You are not abandoned in this incarnation. Every moment you felt unseen was witnessed by the part of existence that knows your complete story. Every time you chose kindness while hurting, began again after disappointment, or protected tenderness instead of becoming bitter, you strengthened the light grid around you. But now you are being asked to do more than remember that you are supported. You are being asked to become supportive of your own becoming. Place your hand over your heart, not as a performance, but as a signal to your body that you are listening. Notice your breath, any resistance, warmth, numbness, or emotion. You do not need to force an activation. The heart does not open through pressure, it opens through safety. Say inwardly, I am willing to know what is true without punishing myself for having forgotten. Then ask, what message has been repeating in my life, and what would change if I stopped skipping it? Do not demand an immediate answer. It may come as an image, a name, a sentence, or a clear awareness of the next action. Perhaps you need to rest, speak, create, seek support, leave an unhealthy environment, or begin the work you have postponed for years. The activation is not complete when you feel inspired. It becomes embodied when inspiration changes behavior. You cannot think your way into a new timeline while repeating the same agreements that created the old one. Let your calendar reflect what matters. Let your relationships include mutuality. Let your body receive nourishment, sleep, movement, and care. Let your words stop declaring that you are powerless when what you mean is that you are afraid. There is no shame in fear. Fear is a messenger, but it is not always a prophet. It may be telling you that something is new, not that it is wrong. It may be remembering a past wound, not predicting a future disaster. Thank it for trying to protect you, then ask whether the present moment truly requires the same defense. This is how the last chance becomes a first choice. The urgency is not that the universe will remove every opportunity if you hesitate one more time. The urgency is that your life is happening now, and every day spent postponing your truth becomes a day you cannot return to. The soul is patient, but the human experience is precious. You came here to participate, not to remain forever at the threshold. Your star family is not calling you away from Gaia. They are calling you deeper into her living field. Feel the ground beneath your feet, the air entering your lungs, the intelligence of your body, the wisdom of water, the patience of trees, and the resilience of soil. Earth is not an obstacle to your Pleiadian identity. She is the place where it becomes tangible. Your mission is to be a bridge, and a bridge must touch both sides. One side is the expanded memory of love, unity, and multidimensional belonging. The other is the human world of bills, grief, conflict, illness, intimacy, uncertainty, and choice. Do not reject one side for the sake of the other. Bring the celestial into the practical. Bring compassion into the difficult conversation, beauty into the overlooked place, patience into the nervous system, and remembrance into the way you live. The people around you may not understand the language of starseeds, crystalline codes, Alcyone, or the Seven Sisters. You do not need to persuade anyone. You do not need to announce your origin to prove it. Your consistency will speak more clearly than your explanations. When you remain calm without becoming passive, people feel possibility. When you set a boundary without hatred, they witness self-respect. When you forgive without returning to harm, they see that love can be wise. When you create without waiting for approval, they remember that the soul is not designed for permission. Your presence is the transmission. This is why isolation has been so painful. A part of you remembers that consciousness evolves through connection. But connection does not mean surrounding yourself with noise. It means finding relationships where your real frequency is welcomed. One honest conversation can nourish you more than a room full of people who only know your mask. One aligned community can restore what years of misunderstanding depleted. Allow yourself to find your people gradually. Do not give your entire heart to the first person who uses familiar spiritual language. Discernment is part of awakening. Look for integrity, accountability, humility, and kindness in action. A true unity field does not demand your obedience, money, identity, or isolation from everyone outside the group. It makes you more present, grounded, and capable of thinking for yourself. You are not required to surrender your discernment to any guide, message, or perceived counsel. The deepest Pleiadian wisdom will never ask you to abandon your agency. It will invite you to examine, feel, and choose from a place of greater love. If a message creates panic, superiority, hatred, or dependency, pause and return to your center. Love does not need to manipulate you into action. The warning with your name on it is ultimately a warning against surrendering your authority to fear. Fear wants you to rush, obey, hide, or prove yourself. Your soul asks for something different. Listen, discern, and move with deliberate love. You have not missed every opportunity. You have not disqualified yourself through the years you spent surviving. The fact that you kept returning to this message means the door is still open within you. Even the parts of yourself you judged most severely may become sources of wisdom when met with compassion. Your past is not a prison unless you keep using it as evidence that you cannot change. There is a memory returning now, though it may not be a memory of a specific planet or lifetime. It may be the memory of trusting your own goodness. It may be the recognition that you were never meant to live in constant conflict with your sensitivity. It may be the understanding that your life becomes clearer when you stop asking, "How can I make everyone accept me?" and begin asking, "What is mine to embody today?" Perhaps the answer is patience. Perhaps it is a boundary, rest, honesty, creativity, courage, or forgiveness. Let the mission become immediate enough to practice. You do not need to carry the entire transformation of humanity on your shoulders. You are responsible for the frequency you cultivate, the choices you repeat, and the love you make tangible in the spaces you inhabit. One heart in coherence affects another. One nervous system learning safety can change the atmosphere of a home. One person choosing not to retaliate can interrupt an inherited cycle. One artist giving shape to an invisible truth can help thousands recognize their own. This is how the unity grid is formed, not through grand declarations, but through countless moments when a human being remembers that separation is not the only available response. Here's the truth your heart already knows. You are not lost. You are returning home. You did not forget your Pleiadian origin because you were weak. You entered the veil so remembrance could become a conscious choice rather than an automatic inheritance. You came into a dense world where love would not always be obvious, so that you could learn to become a source of love without requiring perfect conditions. Every delay taught you something about timing. Every rejection refined your discernment. Every betrayal showed you where you had abandoned your own knowing. Every period of silence prepared you to recognize the voice that does not compete for attention. Every season of not belonging loosened your attachment to identities built for approval. Your star family sees the entire arc. They see the courage it took to incarnate into uncertainty, the tenderness you protected when it would have been easier to become hard, and the way you continued searching for meaning when disappointment tried to convince you that meaning was impossible. You are not behind. You are at the exact point where awareness is asking to become action. The message you skipped may return again, but it does not have to return as pain. You can receive it as clarity now. You can choose before circumstances force a choice. You can leave before resentment becomes your only language. You can speak before silence becomes distance. You can begin before confidence arrives. You can forgive yourself before another person gives you permission. Your life does not need to be destroyed for you to change it. You are allowed to evolve through grace. Tonight before sleep, place your hand on your heart and say this aloud. I remember my Pleiadian origin. I align with the love of my star family. I activate my heart mission with grace, clarity, and divine purpose. I am home. Then release the need to prove that anything happened. The activation may show itself tomorrow as a different choice, a calmer response, a clear no, or the courage to take one small step toward what has been calling you. Trust the subtle changes. Light does not always arrive as lightning. Sometimes it arrives as the moment you stop betraying yourself. You are the bridge between remembrance and embodiment, the place where the frequency of the seven sisters meets the breath of Gaia. You are not here to escape the world, and you are not here to be consumed by it. You are here to help create another way of being within it. Receive the message now, fully and without fear. Your name is on it because your life is asking for your participation. Your heart has been signaling because your soul is ready to move. The old pattern may still call your name, but you do not have to answer. The familiar darkness may still offer comfort, but comfort without truth becomes another form of captivity. Turn toward the light that feels honest. Turn toward the relationship that allows you to remain whole. Turn toward the work that makes you quietly more alive. Turn toward the part of yourself you were told was too much, too sensitive, too strange, too idealistic, or too loving. That part may be carrying the exact frequency you came here to restore. Your family in the stars has not forgotten you. The thread was never broken. It has passed through every compassionate decision, every intuitive knowing, and every moment you chose, healing over repetition. As you make room for your own light, you may recognize that reunion was never only something waiting in the sky. It was waiting in your willingness to come home to yourself. Before you scroll, take a moment to be part of the unity grid forming here. Drop one heart intention in the comments, something real. Then respond to someone else's with love or encouragement. This isn't it's collective Pleiadian reunion. Energy multiplies when hearts connect. If something in this message resonated with your soul, don't keep it to yourself. Someone in your orbit is waiting for this exact activation from their star family. Share it. And if you felt your heart open, subscribe. Stay connected to the frequency. You're not just watching, you're remembering. This is your sacred space. Your Pleiadian family is here, and we're just getting started.